Welcome to episode 65 of the Super Parent Syndrome. I am your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. Today's episode is, stupid microphone. Sit back and relax and join us for the episode.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving. And while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
So here I am. It's at home. I'm blizzard in, and I'm doing a few recordings for this podcast. As I'm done, and I'm actually doing the mixing of the last episode, and I was like, yes, I totally was raw and real and authentic, and I told about my crappy past and how I've moved forward, and I did all this great stuff. And then I looked at it, and I was like, man, this audio quality sucks. And I looked at it, and I was on the wrong microphone. I was using my laptop internal microphone versus this nice fancy one I bought. It immediately triggered me, and I was like, oh, why can't I do anything right? And what is going on here? And why am I so dumb? Why didn't I just check this one feature? And I could have saved myself so much hassle. And then it came down to, it was like, well, do I re-record or do I just go with it? And it just came down to, it was like, you know what? Sometimes quality sucks. It's the message. You were from the heart. You were in the zone. Go with it. Fly with it. And so that's what today's episode is that sometimes done is better than perfect. In our lives, we are sometimes so obsessed with getting the conditions absolutely right, absolutely perfect. And if it's not perfect, we basically throw it away. We give up and just like say, crap, well, I guess this isn't just my cup of tea. I'm done with it. I'm over with it. And it's funny that, I don't know what caused this as children, as young adults and adults, where we came into this attitude of like, oh, we're going to try a few things a couple times and then we're going to quit. Because if we'd had that as toddlers, even learning how to walk, we would have quit after three attempts or 4 attempts and said like, oh, we're terrible at this. We're not going to try this anymore. Instead of persevering and pushing, if we could attack this life with the same determination we had as children learning how to walk, the world we live in would literally be different. Things would be amazing right now. But yet we're sold this lie and we sell it to ourselves. This isn't coming from anybody else. This is coming from our own psyche. This is our own self-conscious here speaking of saying, well, I guess this isn't for me. I tried my very best, you may have tried your very best for a few attempts, but you got discouraged pretty quickly. I'm just going to move on with my life. At the same time, on the other side of that hill could have been exactly what you're looking for. And so I'm telling you is that push. You need reps. Those things are going to make a big difference. Those things are going to push things forward, and you should not give up. Now, I totally got topic here. Here I was talking about like, hey, done is better than perfect. But I was talking about, and what I wanted to bring this home is that sometimes we are sold this lie of perfection, that everything has to be just right in order for us to have this product to move forward or this idea to move forward. Folks, sometimes you just got to pull the trigger and course correct along the way. This podcast, this recording, it has its own shortcomings for sure, okay? I'm sitting at the kitchen table in my house right now, blizzard in with no internet, and doing this podcast right now. This is not ideal. I'd rather be at my office where I have a stand-up desk, where I have the microphone arm, where I can move around a little bit and have a little bit more energy. But at the same time, I thought this would be an excellent opportunity to actually tap into myself a little bit. I am disconnected from social media. I'm disconnected from the world. I'm disconnected from even Netflix if I have it. And I am moving forward. So, sorry, that was somebody who could give me a call real quick. I just wanted to propose to you guys the following. What in your life would look differently if you committed to just doing it and finishing the project, later working on the perfection of it, but at least pushing and getting something done and getting something out there? Meaning, maybe it's working out and you're so worried about having the perfect workout or a group of workouts, or you're worried about having the right clothes, or maybe you're worried about not entirely knowing exactly what you're doing at the gym, and so therefore you don't go in the first place. Done is better than perfect. Some people are, my clients here at the office, they typically say like, well, what should I do at the workouts? So I was like, man, you haven't worked out in years. You haven't worked out in a decade. What I need you to do is get in the habit of actually going. Meaning, I want you to say, you know what, I'm going to spend 20 minutes, or I'm going to commit to 30 minutes, or I'm going to commit to 45 minutes. Whatever you're committing to, just start going. And even if you're just walking laps and you're looking at the machines and you're just walking, at least you're there. At least you took that first step, because that is the hardest part, is taking that first step. And once you start moving, and I was like, and once you start working out and it's anything and you get into this habit, that's when we can get picky. That's when we can start worrying about, okay, how often are you doing chest? How often are you using weights? How often are you using body weight exercises or plyometric exercises versus endurance type stuff? But right now, at the very beginning, we just get to get you moving. Does that make sense, folks? I hope it does. There's somewhere in your life where you're holding back. There's somewhere in your life where you're waiting for perfect and ideal conditions, or to have it just be perfect to get it going. I'm challenging you right now. Shoot first, okay? Aim later. Right now, that's your acceptance. So here's the thing. The white belt version of this is that you're going to think about this, maybe write it down. Not maybe, you're going to write it down. That's the white belt version, okay? Brown belt version. You're going to post the comments in the Facebook page under this, where I share the link to this episode. You're going to say like, hey, this is where I've been holding myself back. This is the action step for it. Black belt version, you're doing it on your own personal page of saying like, hey, I heard this podcast. This guy was talking about this. This is what I learned from it. And this is what I'm going to do forward because of it. Okay. Those are your assignments. Commit to one, get started. This is Dr. Nick signing off.
Thanks for listening to another episode of The Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.